Greetings guys, and welcome to another tutorial. Today we will be looking at all the fixtures in the Aperture Mod. In the camera editor, you can click the plus icon at the top to see all 7 fixtures. Let's start with the first one, idle. The idle fixture is like placing a camera on a tripod. The view is static and doesn't move. You can place it anywhere in the world in flight mode, F key. As with any fixture, you can give it a name and assign a color, which will appear in the timeline below. Most importantly, you set its duration, usually in ticks, where 20 ticks equals 1 second. But you can switch to seconds in the configuration if you prefer. On the right, you can change the position, the horizontal and vertical tilt, the rotation, the field of view of the camera at any time. Alright, let's move on to the dolly fixture. A dolly is a cart used in film production to allow for smooth and consistent camera movements. That's exactly what happens here. On the right, you can set the distance, how many blocks the dolly will move. Use the arrows next to it to choose whether the dolly moves forward or backwards. Below that, you can shift the camera horizontally or vertically, allowing for diagonal movement instead of a straight path. Lastly, you can select the interpolation. Got it? Now, on to the circular fixture. This allows your camera to orbit around a specific point. The point is where you were standing when the fixture was created, but you can adjust it later on the right using the position sliders. In the circle setting below, you can adjust the offset, which is where the orbit begins. You can also tilt the camera on the vertical axis using the pitch slider. A bit further down, you can set the end position. A value of 360 creates a full circle. The last slider allows you to set the circle's diameter. Awesome! Next up, we have the path fixture. As the name suggests, it lets the camera follow a path. The first path point is set when you select the fixture. Move your camera in flight mode, and you can create additional path points using the plus icon in the bottom left corner. As many as you like. But first create a new point, then move it to another position. Understood? Yes? Cool! To remove a point, just click the left minus icon. The icons next to it allow you to shift the selected path point left or right, changing the order. On the left, you can adjust the interpolation for both position and angle independently. You can also set the animation speed, but you won't need that for now. Next, let's look at the most complex fixture, the Keyframe Fixture. It's full of many colorful lines, but don't be scared. They're important. Because here, you can animate each camera setting individually, just like in Blender. On the right, you'll see which line corresponds to which camera setting. If you enter flight mode and fly to a new location, a keyframe will automatically be created for each line. You can edit these keyframes by clicking the respective buttons above. For example, let's say we want to lower the camera. We'd select the Y-axis button and move the keyframe along the vertical axis to raise or lower the camera. If you want the movement to happen sooner or later in the camera path, you can adjust the keyframe on the horizontal axis, the time axis. Of course, you can also set the interpolation for each keyframe. The dark gray fixture, Null, is a placeholder fixture. You can place it between 2 fixtures and it behaves like an idle fixture. But you can choose whether it takes the position of the last keyframe from the previous fixture or the first keyframe of the next camera fixture. Last but not least, we have the manual fixture. Like a handheld camera, this lets you control the camera by moving your player around. Your view becomes the camera. Set the approximate number of ticks beforehand, stand at your starting position, and press the record button. Everything you do, even the Optifine zoom, will be recorded. Afterwards, you can have a look at it and adjust the timing, speeding up and slowing down the movement as needed. You can also convert one fixture into another. Just click the two arrows next to the minus icon and choose the fixture you want to replace to, for example, keyframe. Wow, so many keyframes! By the way, pressing the L key will loop the current selected fixture. For more nice and helpful shortcuts, press F9 to see a full list of available key bindings. And that's it, we're done. We wish you a lot of fun making creative videos with the Blockbuster mods. See you next time.